We're going to start in the United States, where we've had more detail about the world's largest economy, because the rate of inflation accelerated last month, according to official data that was out a little earlier. Now, it adds to concerns that President Trump's tariff policies will push up prices. Consumer prices rose at an annual rate of 2.7% in June. That's actually up from 2.4% in May. Now, if you look at core inflation that strips out anything that's pretty volatile, things like food or energy prices, that was also higher. So what does it all mean? Let's head to our North America business correspondent, Michelle Fleury, who's standing by. Michelle, that's the point here, isn't it? It gives us an indication that everything that we expected is coming true, that those policies of the president are pushing up prices.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just look at the take a step back and look at the headline picture, it doesn't look that terrible. But the fact is the direction of travel is beginning to show that prices are creeping up. And as you point out, that is something that economists have been looking out for and waiting to see, which is how would Donald Trump's trade policies and his tariff policies start to affect prices. And if you look at the items that were going up, then things like appliances up 1.9%, those are the types of things that might be impacted, for example, by sectoral tariffs on steel and aluminium. There were other things like audio equipment that jumped more than 2%. So those are the kinds of things economists are looking at, and it is the beginning, people are saying, of the impact of tariffs, the sign that they are beginning to bite. But have a listen to what economist Joe Brusuelas has to say, because he thinks this is just the start.
If you were expecting to see higher tax Chinese imports translate into inflation, it's right where one would look. Now, the thing here is it hasn't yet shown up in automobiles. The reason why the core came in a bit soft, at least on the month, was because of a 0.1% decline in vehicle costs. Now, that's clearly not sustainable. That'll reverse. So I'm expecting that the July through October data, and this is always when we thought the largest quantity of evidence would show up via the trade channel because of higher import taxes, that's where we're going to have a much more pronounced discussion on the wisdom of tariffs.
And Michelle, the question now will be how America's central bank responds. President Trump is pushing the Fed to cut interest rates, but given those numbers and given his policies, they're treading a very fine line here, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, picking up on what Joe was just saying there, July to October is when he thinks we'll start to see most of the price increases as a result of tariffs feed into the data. And you look at what the Fed has been saying all along, that they want to be data dependent, they want to let the summer play out because they think the economy is strong enough to do that, to see where we are by the end. And so if this trend continues, then they may not be in a position to deliver what the president wants for a while, because they are looking potentially at prices rising, not steadying and not going down. And so that could push back the timing of any rate cut. And as you say, it comes as the president is ramping up pressure on the Fed to deliver that, and also at a time when the US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is saying that the search to replace him when his term ends, that's Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, that search has begun.
Yes, keep a close eye on that for us, Michelle. Thank you, though, for now. Michelle Fleury there live in New York.